Welcome to Movies in the Mancave, and the results are in.
That's right. Last week we left you with a poll up on Facebook to see what movie we should go and review this week, and the winner was
Yarr! Pirates of the Caribbean.
on Stranger Tides.
What would you have done if it was X-Men? What voice would you have used for that?
I probably would have went, I'm Magneto.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Pirates was the winner in a very close vote. Thanks to everybody who voted. If you voted for Super 8 or X-Men, you almost made the difference. It was a tight race to the end. So,
very.
For those of you who don't know, Pirates 4 on Stranger Tide stars Johnny Depp again, back as Captain Jack Sparrow. They've eliminated Orlando Bloom's character and the chick. And the quest in this one is searching for the Fountain of Youth, which is a fabled tale everybody knows, and hijinks on the high seas ensue, I guess. So,
nice.
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of high seas. There's a lot on land, but
I think I'm going to start straight out with this review, and I'm going out there, but this was my favorite Pirates movie. It was action-packed. There might have been the Ian McShane factor. I'm a big Ian McShane fan, and playing Blackbeard, I mean, it was just really sweet. There was lots of swashes being buckled in this movie.
Much buckling of swashes.
Lots of action on the ships, which you don't really, is not typical in those movies. You got Jack Sparrow doing all of his antics through the city, escaping people with fire and guns and everything. It was just really sweet. Like Cody, you were saying, no Keira Knightley, no Orlando Bloom, and really I didn't miss them one bit. So I thought everyone held their own. Penelope Cruz was all right, I suppose. But yeah, all in all, I give it a good grade. So.
I am shocked to hear you say it's the best of the series. I liked it better than the second and third ones, which wasn't hard to do. But I don't even think it comes close to the first one, which is still by far my favorite. Wow. I'm really shocked that you said it's better than the first one. I have to disagree. I did like this movie, and it's enjoyable, but it's nowhere near Curse of the Black Pearl. It starts off with a bang. That first scene that you mentioned, escaping through the city, escaping the palace, must be a 10-minute action sequence that's really good straight through.
Good chase scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good old school chase scene.
To me, that was the highlight of the movie, though. So you're 10, 15 minutes into the movie, and then, there's more action along the way, but I didn't think anything lived up to that first scene. So the whole time I was waiting for it to build back up like that, it never got there, I thought. I have to agree, I didn't really miss Orlando Bloom or Keira Knightley. They tried to introduce something similar with the missionary guy, I don't know who the actor is, and the mermaid, which I thought was kind of an odd tangent to take.
Yeah, it kind of went down a path that it didn't really need to go with the missionary kind of thing, and I don't know, it didn't add
I didn't think it fit into the movie. I think they were just trying to enter another love story in there somehow.
Yeah, and they could have done a lot more. Instead of doing that, give me more Blackbeard versus Jack Sparrow. That would have been sweet. A nice sword fight between those guys or something.
Right.
But.
One of the other problems I had, and I know this has been mentioned before, is that it just seemed like the sun never existed in this entire movie.
Everything's at night.
It was so dark, and not just this movie. I hate when any movie does this, that everything is so dark it's hard to tell what's going on.
Right.
Any fast action scenes just kind of get washed out by blackness, which is really unfortunate because they're good action scenes. You just can't see them.
Yeah.
Overall, still a good movie.
Better than the
turned a corner. I would say they've turned a corner, going back in the right direction.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to continue it now without those two, And
they have to continue it. What's Johnny Depp signed up for? 2, 3 more Pirates movies?
Probably
so
100.
Expect more in the future. That Disney's going to ride that train to the end of the tracks, I'm pretty sure.
So, hopefully, like you said, they turned a better corner now, and
one other thing to mention, we did not see it in 3D, which is pretty typical for us.
Yeah. Our tight budget.
A couple times, you could tell where they tried to put some 3D-ness into it. Where
sword coming through the door.
That's the big one. But overall, didn't miss 3D at all.
Nope.
Very content with 2D.
Yep.
So, all right. good movie. We'll look forward to the next Pirates movie. I'm sure that'll be out in 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. On to our big winner from last week.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Brad Kwame won the quote from last week.
Our old pal Brad Kwame.
B-Rad Kavam.
Yeah, good
That's right.
for
I
him.
threw it out there.
Good for him. Let's take a look at the clip from last week's quote.
What's your name?
Well, my name is Jim, but most people call me Jim.
Yes. Gene Wilder in the movie Blazing Saddles.
Right.
Mel Brooks film.
Great Mel Brooks film. Like there's bad
Yeah, I was going to say,
ones.
you can just plop anyone. I have the collection in the DVD rack and pick anyone at random and you're doing okay. So, good quote. We have another quote for you this week. It's a funny quote, kind of an odd one. We'll see if you can place the movie. All right.
It's a good quote, though.
Here's our quote. This is the Puppet Hospital and Burn Center. It's relatively new. So,
Sorry.
it's not my favorite movie in the world, but I enjoy
It's
the
good
quote a lot.
The timing is well done.
So, if you have a guess, we have a place where we would like you to put the answer this week.
Yeah, we're going to start something, kind of new with the Facebook thing. We're going to ask that all the things are brought up on Facebook, all the questions, comments, guesses, everything's going to be done on Facebook. So
We're just trying to get organized. We got 8 different places people can put comments, so
visual.
we'll try to steer you all in the same direction. So you can see everybody else's comments too.
That's right.
So how can they find us on Facebook and become our friend?
Just go to Facebook, up in the top search bar. We usually search for your friends or whatnot. Just type in Movies in the Man Cave, and we should pop up right there. And click us and like us, because how can you not like us?
Right.
Yeah. So that's just it. And then you can comment on whatever and tell us what you like, don't like. It's pretty simple.
I'm not going to beg for friends, but I'll ask very nicely. Please sign up, be our friend on Facebook. Check out the show page.
Word.
All right. Coming out this week, Jared.
This week we have Ryan Reynolds as the Green Lantern, another comic book movie. This time it's a DC. It's kind of like a summer of comic book movies, but mostly Marvel. Yeah, this movie looks pretty good. Don't know a whole lot about the Green Lantern, but it looks pretty action-packed. Kind of goofy, but it's a comic book movie.
I'm not really looking forward to it. I didn't follow Green Lantern at all. It just seems like a guy who can create anything using his imagination can't lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand where the drama comes in if you can make, a stick of dynamite or
exactly.
a Tommy gun with your mind where the drama exists. But they've been promoting the bejesus out of this one. They want people to go see it. So
I'm sure it's going to do pretty well. A movie that probably won't do very well is also coming out this week is Mr. Popper's Penguins. Jim Carrey takes another stab at doing some kids movies. I don't even know what to think about this one. I'll probably end up getting it on Netflix or something in a year or two, but don't plan on seeing it in the theaters.
If I had a 6-year-old sister, I'm sure we'd sit down and watch it, but I don't, so I won't.
Yeah.
Probably.
So there you have it, Mr. Popper's Penguins.
That's the releases for this week. In addition to Facebook, you can follow us on Twitter now.
Yep, we are at Mancave Movies. If you just go twitter.com/mancavemovies, you'll find us.
Follow along. Jared puts out all sorts of interesting tidbits out
I'm on
there.
there all the time.
Oh, he's good at it. So, once again this week, we'll have a mini episode coming out in a couple of days, so make sure you're tuned in for that. Follow us on the social media sites, and we will see you later this week.
Why not?
Welcome to Movies in the Man Cave.
If you want, you do whatever you want, man.
I don't want to
That's
do
your
that.
half of the. That's your half of the show. This is my half of the show. You do what you want.
I do what I do over here.
Yeah.